Hi, this is Jeff from the Wetsuit Centre talking to you today about the Rip Curl Dawn Patrol 3-2 series of wetsuits for summer 2016. The Rip Curl Dawn Patrol has been around for a long old time, and it is Rip Curl's kind of, not entry-level suit because that's been superseded by the Omega, but kind of the next one up, more of a mid-range suit now. There's a lot of variations of the suit. The Dawn Patrol covers the kids, ladies and men's range, and is available in a back zip, a chest zip, and is also available in a shorty as well. So lots of different styles of suit, but essentially the principle is the same and the construction is similar between all three of the men's, ladies and kids, but also is different in terms of the sort of entry and the shape of the suit as well. So there's quite a big difference between the men's and the ladies' suits in terms of shape and cut, but the actual materials they're made for and the principles of the suit and how they're constructed are very similar. So first to show you is the ladies' Dawn Patrol, just to give you sort of a bit of an illustration of how the suit looks. You can see what I mean between the difference between this and say the back zip men's Dawn Patrol. So it's quite a lot of differences. So primarily it's the cut of the suit, so in terms of where the seams are placed, but also the men's suit has the smooth skin panel on the front and back. Now the smooth skin mesh is basically good at keeping the wind off the wetsuit, and it'll keep you a bit warmer in those cold, blustery days. But having said that, the double-lined neoprene is pretty good at doing that anyway, and it's not so important in the summer months. So 3-2, you'll find that less of an issue. So what they've gone for in the ladies' suit is more of a one-piece kind of cut through the centre of the suit, getting rid of all the seams that are necessary with a smooth skin panel, and instead putting in one unbroken panel across the whole front of the suit, which will feel great as a lady. It'll give you a better shape of the suit as well. It's more of an aesthetic thing, I think, than an actual functional thing, because the suit will just look better in terms of the sort of body shape with a lady when it's one piece of neoprene. So that's how the suit looks. On the back of the suits you can see they're fairly similar. You've got a long back zip which goes all the way down, nice and easy to get on and off, and then underneath that you've got a back panel which I'll show you in a second, and then a velcro around the neck which will basically make it nice and easy to get into, and then adjust to sort of fit the width of your neck and stop any flash throughs. So let's go for these suits. Best place to start is to show you the sort of the Dawn Patrol in the chest entry. Now, as I said before, the thing that is similar across all the suits in terms of men's, ladies and kids is the type of neoprene. The Dawn Patrol is 100% super stretch neoprene, so that is one of the most important things because it gives you the most amount of flex, that super stretch neoprene. So rather than being like a cheaper, small, like supermarket style of neoprene which is quite abrasive and stiff, this super stretch neoprene contains more air within inside the rubber, which is better at giving you more flexibility, you can see throughout the whole suit, but also contains more bubbles inside the rubber which will insulate you better as well, so all round it's a bit of a winner. The super stretch neoprene is much softer as well against your skin, and you'll feel a noticeable difference between this and a standard wetsuit in terms of movement, flexibility and comfort and how it actually fits your body. All of the seams are placed ergonomically to sort of suit the body shape of a man, or a lady or a child, and what that means is they're kind of bent on the arms to stop any restriction. Around the sort of centre of the suit you've got no stitches across the midriff, so you've got that flexibility when you're arching your back when you're surfing, or when you're moving about if you're kite surfing or doing any sort of dynamic sport. And then round the back you've got that smooth skin panel on the chest entry suit, and even that is dipped down to give you plenty of stretch in the lower lumbar region, so you're not restricted in any way basically, and that's the same across all of the suits. One thing that's very important to note as well, this is 100% super stretch neoprene, or fluid flex, Rip Curl call it, but then you also get panels made of the E4 neoprene, which is even more flexible, and then also even more flexible than the super stretch, but it's also quicker to dry and lighter as well. And so you get panels of that E4 around the upper body, around the top of the shoulders for real loads and loads of flexibility. So a 3-2, it will essentially feel like you're not really wearing much at all, but it will still keep you very warm. The suit feels fantastic for the money, it's really, really good. It's essentially what an E-bomb used to be sort of like 4 or 5 years ago, so really awesome wetsuit for the money. Another thing that's definitely worth noting with the Dawn Patrol series, all of the Dawn Patrol stuff, unless it's otherwise stated, is glued and blind stitched, which is really important. So the construction of the seams. 2 pieces of neoprene are butted up together, stitched halfway through, and then glued the other side and taped on the critical areas to stop them pulling apart. And what that does, it stops water coming in through the seams, which will give you a longer time in the water because you'll be warmer and there'll be less cold water getting into your wetsuit. So it's really important when you're looking to have a sort of performance wetsuit that's going to keep you in the water for a good amount of time without getting cold, because it never really gets that warm in the UK in summer. So yeah, you've got glued and blind stitch seams the whole way through, and that's across the whole range. And then you've also got these Duraflex knee pads which run through all of the suits as well, which is a really strong sort of material, stops any wear and tear on the knee pads and makes sure you get a longer shelf life out of the suit. As I say, there is a couple of different entry options. So you've got chest zip and back zip with the men's and with the kids, but with the ladies we've just got the back zip in stock. I think next year they're going to be coming out with a chest entry for winter, which will roll through to next summer. They'll have a chest entry for ladies for winter and summer in the Dawn Patrol range. But for now, it's just the back entry. So the benefits of each: back entry is much easier to get on and off, so it's less of a pain to climb in and out of the suit. But having said that, the chest entry isn't too bad once you get the hang of it. But the chest entry, because you don't have a zip running down the back, you've got unbroken panel through the back, which gives you a bit more flexibility. But if you're SUPing or something, or you're just on a boat, it is nice to have that back zip because it's much easier just to roll down to your waist if it's a nice warm day, or if you just go onto the beach and want to just sort of keep the suit on but just roll it down. That's kind of the benefit there. But the chest zip is a bit more flexible through the back of the suit and a little bit better at keeping water out of the suit as well, because you don't have a broken collar. You've got a better seal around your neck basically. But the back zip works in quite a straightforward fashion. It's the same for the men's and the ladies. Basically there's a panel underneath the zip itself. What that does is acts as like a barrier in case any water comes in through the zip. It's met with this barrier and drained out through the bottom of the suit rather than going against your skin. That just comes up high, doesn't go over your head, so you don't get that restriction around your neck. And then this back panel is lined with what we call a flash dry lining. And that's to keep your lumbar warm, keep your kidneys warm, which in turn keep your blood warm and keep you in the water again for longer. It's basically like a backcomb polypro, so it's quite fluffy, very good at insulating you and stop heat leaving your body, but also dries very quickly as well. And that's the whole way through the suit. The back of the suit, sorry, the back panel. And you've got a nice little tab here as well, which you can close this in on. Stops any sort of like bauble where the Velcro attaches itself to the lining of the suit. So that goes right the way up. Then you've got a double line collar with the ladies, which is just a smooth on the inside, has another piece of neoprene on the outside, so it's 2 pieces together, which just allows the outside to move independently and stopping any sort of rub up and down your neck and creating a better seal with the suit and stopping any sort of flush through as well. So that's the terms of the suit. That's the construction really. You've got 100% super stretch neoprene, fluid flex mixed with E4 neoprene in the critical areas to give you more flexibility. And you have that one panel around the back, which is the back panel, which will give you that that sort of flash dry lining, stopping any heat leaving your kidney area. That is the back zip suit, and that's the same with the men's, but with the men's you do have that smooth skin panel as well. But you do have that panel as well around the back, which will keep warmth inside the suit. With the chest entry suit, you do again have that flash dry lining, but they have a special panel there which is lined with that flash dry lining. So it's a similar thing, it's just down to what you prefer. If you prefer to have that smooth skin on the front, or if you prefer the back entry suit, then you know you've got the option. But with the chest entry, you do still get that flash dry lining around the sort of lumbar region to give you more sort of insulation when you need it. So essentially that's everything going on with the Dawn Patrol range. I'll show you the kids one as well. The kids we've got on a 4-3 up just now. Nice and bright. With the kids suit and the chest zip again, but instead of having it sealed down on one side, this one goes up and over the head. As with all sort of chest entry suits, there's 2 pieces of neoprene which go over the top of each other, allowing you to pull them apart. But with the complete over the head system, it's a bit easier to open it nice and wide and for kids to get in and out of the suit, whereas locked down on one side of the adult suit, the men's suit, which makes it a bit less of an opening, but still so stretchy that you should be able to get in and out of the suit pretty easily. That goes up and over the head. That's the chest entry option, still with the flash dry thermal lining around the kidneys, and still 100% super stretch neoprene, glued and bind stitched, and all the inside junctions, which are a little bit more prone to pulling apart, are taped and secured. So it's a really high quality wetsuit, the Rip Curl Dawn Patrol, but without spending too much, and that's basically the principle of the suit, a good balance between flexibility, warmth and value.